That's the cool thing about like YouTube and social media and what it's introduced. And you have everybody has their perspectives and like view of what they think the future is going to be, right? With modern entertainment. Me personally, I don't think that modern entertainment, as far as the mainstream, is going to adjust. I think a lot of what you see here is just what you're going to get going into the future. Okay, they've long been compromised. I don't say that as a doomer. I just say that as a realist. Actually say that more as an optimist because I do think that independents are and like newer strands of companies are gonna pop up over the next decade, and I think those are gonna be some of which that stand the test of time. Many won't. Same can be said of just about any other industry that's going through its changes. You get some that will last, others won't. Others will come and go, and there will be, I do believe, and it's been we've been long overdue. Because think about it, guys. Um, with modern entertainment, it's very rare that you see in any sector, right? What happened with an Angel Studios, Rippaverse, right? Where you see someone that bursts upon a scene that has a lot of success, but isn't part of like the old guard, right? I mean, to think about it, most of what you consume as far as the mainstream entertainment is concerned is created by companies that have been around for fucking like 50 plus years, right? Like we're talking half a century, some even long, right? You look at the Disneys, the Universals, the Warners, the Foxes, the like these are companies that have been around a fucking eternity, man. They're older than your parents, in a lot of cases. Okay, so it's been such a long time where you found someone break through. Hell, the same can be said about stuff that your food. I mean, just so much, so many different things that you just generally consume, right? Is either controlled or being produced by companies that have been around for ages. And even the ones that aren't or have been either bought out by the ones that have been by ages. So they just exist in name only, right? Guy came on the scene, got away with the loot, right? He said, "Oh shit, I mean, you're gonna offer me $20 million to sell this off here, you can have it." Now that's your brand, but that brand is now just under some other parent company that's been around for fucking half a century, right? So it's it's been very interesting. It's something. It's a trend that's. I mean, you just think about it. I don't think anybody really thinks about it. Like, damn, like 90 fucking 5% of what you consume, as far as media, entertainment, things that you just do for fun, has been based upon produced by companies that have been around for ages. So I do think I say that because this trend that we have here, as far as the type of content being produced, is more or less going to become the norm if it is going to be produced by them. They're too compromised. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, man. They don't even have the ability to pivot if they wanted to. I do think a lot of it is unfortunately ideological. Okay, and I mean, you saw that with what happened. You saw, and I didn't cover this, right? I'm always late to the news now because I see it, but I don't cover it like the day it breaks, like anymore. Like I used to be the guy that's on it. Trending topic. Okay, I'd already did a video on it, right? I saw something that interested me, and I did a video on it. And now it's trending. I don't do that anymore. But there was a lot of videos that were going out about posts about people referring to Joker number two, and like, oh yeah, I hate Joker, it sucks. But I'm thinking about it differently because now it basically owns the chuds essentially. So his whole point, or they, them, Sherm's point, was essentially that it made the right people mad. So it was a spite creation. Now I don't know if that was why they created whatever Joker 2 is. I'm not sure. That said, there is a lot of spite obviously in modern entertainment. A lot of stuff's being created is just made by people that you know don't necessarily like what the material that they're creating, but they do enjoy the reach that it has. And ideologically obsessed people are unable to deviate from that, right? So while there are people that have creative aspirations to just like the left has done, create basically the quote unquote rights alternative to it, right? There's a lot of that out there. And not if that's what people want to do, that's their business, okay? And by the quote unquote rights alternative, I'm saying like it's more the themes are more of their creations are more of what the conservatives would want, right? How like culture, society, fucking the world to look like. Their business. That said, it's not a requirement, if that makes sense, as far as I think what a general populace wants. That said, they're not going to get it from the mainstream, right? There was once upon a time where all sorts of media was created by people that were on different sides of this political spectrum. Chuck Dixon brought this up a lot when we've talked to him. Obviously he had worked with Danny O'Neill. Did so much with Danny O'Neill. Danny O'Neill was a fucking leftist. No secret either. Chuck's not. Didn't stop them from being able to produce great content. Okay. And that approach where it's just like leave it at the door thing, that's if that theme is to exist, it's not going to come from the mainstream. I think you should give it up if you are under the impression that they're ever going to change and return to where it's like, hey, this is the least interesting thing about you. This is the least interesting thing about the product. It's not where these guys fall ideologically because nobody gives a shit about that as far as that individual creativity. It's not unless it's going to somehow aid you in the character that you're creating, and most 99% of the time it's not. Okay? Now, that's me being a realist because there are some that may disagree with me, and that's their right. But some think that at some point the tide's going to change and the mainstream is going to start producing good content again. And by good, I mean it's just entertaining stuff that doesn't hyper politicize or doesn't focus on ideology overall and, boring shit as far as the campaign trail where they're talking about diversity or other gay shit. I disagree. I don't think that that's ever going to happen, which is why I believe that creators should get out there and start creating. Creators create. And you now have the means, more than you have had in the past, to see your creation come to fruition. So whether that's through just subsidizing it yourself because, well, again, the means have been made more affordable. People are shooting fucking movies and short films on iPhones, right? Or you crowdfund or something shit like that. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's a lot more feasible to do it now. So creators create. But that's going to be in the independent format. I just don't think that it's going to come from these mega corporations. Thanks for watching. Be sure to head over to Rippaverse.com to check out our comic book company. We have books, plenty of merchandise, and even some glorious animations from Rippaverse Studios.